Welcome back to Miami, a city with so much local style we couldn't possibly fit it into one episode. Polo style is not unique to Miami, but we wanted to see what kind of twist the city put on it.
It's a classic sport that should be admired in a great attire.
What is the true polo style?
And for the ladies, you know, the dresses and the hats.
Yeah, I don't have a hat today, but a hat today would have been perfect. I usually do it up for Polo. This year I'm going a little cash because they have the after party, so you'll see me in a different outfit in a few hours.
But definitely Ralph.
Yes.
Ralph and La Martina.
Big sunglasses for sure.
And definitely a good tan for Miami.
Yeah, you gotta have the khaki different color, color coordinated with the shirt. That's how you gotta do it.
This is my first polo match. I was Twittering earlier and looking at pictures to see, what people were wearing and what to expect. So, then I kind of put the outfit together from there.
In polo, we have to wear a hat and sweat. Sweat is always comfortable because the dress, the sand.
Those are comfortable?
Yes, it's comfortable.
You can never be tall enough.
Next is the vintage icon Madeline Kirsch, who owns the legendary store C. Madeline's. It's open for shopping, but it's also where fashion editors and costume designers converge.
I grew up in Palm Beach, and there everybody wore Lily Pulitzer. I revolted. Once I was going to school, I learned to experiment with different clothing. My mother had me leaving here very, very preppy, and so that's when I went through the hippie era, and I said, oh, please, God, please do not let my parents see me in Woodstock.
She opened C. Madeline's in 1998.
The entire world of C. Madeline's is one big story. I can bring out to you 1890 all the way through to today. This is Gianni Versace. This is Miami style in a nutshell. I mean, how fabulous would this be even with white pants,
At the end of the interview, Madeline threw me a curveball.
Not bad for being deaf, right? Oh, I read your lips.
Deaf?
Yes, I'm profoundly deaf.
Oh.
I mean, totally deaf. I started losing my hearing when I was 30, and by the time I was 50, I was totally deaf.
Do you think your hearing condition influenced the way you sort of dress yourself and express yourself?
I think that the tactile part is 100%. I have to feel, I have to touch everything. If I don't like the way it touches, out it goes. All the senses are much greater with this. My vision is like I see little things that maybe somebody else won't see. This store is my fantasy. Each vignette is my story and a representation of that time period, and I go into my story, my fantasy again, and I hope that everybody that comes in here will feel like I feel.
After our talk, I got down to shopping.
Do other ninth graders dress like you?
Well, I definitely think that I am a very rare case.
Ludovica is a 14-year-old fashion designer. A 14-year-old who was driven to the interview by her mom.
But I definitely do think that people my age tend to dress more casual.
Do you wear high heels every day?
Every day.
Wow.
The hair is inspired, of course, by very 1960s.
Is it a wig?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
wig. I'm still blonde. I'm still blonde underneath. I love blondes. I like to pretend I'm like a movie star.
Because her style makes her stand out, Ludovica has experienced bullying.
I hope to send out through my clothing and my creative vision an empowering message for women around the world.
What would you say to kids who are bullied, because so many are?
I say if you're different, it's better. Who wants to be normal and like plain Jane?
Right.
So just express your true colors and be who you truly are, because at the end of the day, there's nothing better than being yourself.
Next, we visited the home of legendary Danilo Della Torre, also known as Miami's most famous drag queen, Adora. But first, I had to find the right house.
So we just rang the doorbell of, but it wasn't Adora's. Now we're at the correct house, and let's try again, take two.
By day, he is Danilo.
Hello. Hi. I've just been ringing the doorbell at 4:55.
Everybody does. I don't follow fashion much, but I think it's a little bit, rigid.
Yeah.
1991, that's when I say that Adora was born.
So she's only like 20-something years old?
Yes. This is me, and then after that, it's somebody else that that a character that you create and you invented and have fun with it. It's the two different people, two different way of talking, walking, thinking, because I don't think like Adora. Mommy's going to get the bacon. Well, she thinks it's royalty. She thinks it descends from, Cuban royalty.
Danilo had a very moving inspiration for the character of Adora.
When I started doing this was because of a good friend of mine that lived here in Miami when I was visiting from Paris. I used to live in Paris. I was a dancer in ballet school, and he was in the circus school, so we knew each other from long time ago in Cuba. Anyways, I found him here in Miami. Look at me and Carlos with hair. I think it was my first visit to Miami. The group of friends that he was hanging out with at the time called him Adorita, little Adora. He introduced me to everybody as his twin brother visiting from Paris. We'd be out in South Beach at the time, in the early 90s, late 80s, going as club kids. One night, we decided to go out in drag, and we called each other the Adora sisters. And he died in 1991. So I decided to keep the name and continue.
Wow.
So if I'm doing all this, it's because of Carlos Rodriguez. He was the one. But we were like a kind of a duet at the beginning, the Adora sisters.
So it's sort of a tribute in a way?
Oh, totally.
Naturally, while we were there, I had to get some hair and makeup tips from Miami's finest.
MAC, the Studio Fix that you use after the powder, and you use this after, and your face won't ever move. If you do drag, you shouldn't wait for anybody to do your makeup. It's about entertaining people. If you make a mistake, you just, that's the look. I was gonna say that that's not the look. It's very important to be yourself. It's very important.
Ciao. Voila. If you see me in the streets, avoid me.